There you go. Awesome. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hello. I think that the people is starting to join. Just to make sure, Sebastian, before we start, you have your computer volume set to off, right? So you don't get the sound duplicated.
Am I right? We have the sound duplicated. Is it okay now?
I think I can hear you properly. If anyone can let us know how the sound is coming, well, they're just joining. But yeah, if you can please let us know if you can hear us properly, that'll be awesome.
I can hear you, yes.
You can. I just want to make sure that the rest of the people don't hear us, twice, or the sound, I think.
Right. Yeah, so let me know, guys, if you are listening to me and if you can hear me. Am I okay? Am I okay?
I think it's perfect. I mean, I can hear you perfectly well. So let's see if they cannot hear us, they will let us know. So hi everyone. Okay, someone Francesca is is saying that sound is good. So awesome. Thank you so much, Francesca. Hi everyone. I think that people is starting to join. We are in summertime, so we'll see how many of you guys can make it. The good thing is that we always record the session, so it's gonna be uploaded into the IGTV section, so you can get inspired by Sebastian's story if it's going out later. But welcome you on board on another. Oh, you are no. I don't know what you did, but you.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not sure if the camera on the Instagram is fine.
No, it's perfect. No, it's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, you're just off the actual frame. I don't know, you can move yourself. That's it. That's better. That's way better.
Okay.
Now we're all set. So please join me welcoming Sebastian. Thank you so much for finding the time. How are you?
No, thank you. We finally got the time.
We finally got the time. I know you sound like to be very busy. You became a big fish now.
Oh yeah, we've been very busy in the office. So we do the regular office hours. So it's really hard to find a spot.
I know, but that's why we're doing it today in a different time. We normally host the interviews at 12 p.m. Eastern time, just because we found that it's like a convenient time for both coasts, but it's fine. People will join us now or later. It's totally fine. But thank you so much for finding the time. Just so you know, guys, Sebastian is now actually a former Architect-US participant, but a family member. Once you get in the family, you're always part of the Architect-US family. So super happy to put a face, because we have exchanged I don't know how many emails, and we have communicated through different channels, but we have never seen each other before, right? Am I correct?
No. This is the first time I see you.
Yeah. So Sebastian actually is based in Arizona. He's one of those lucky ones, experiencing a different part of the US. Not everyone wants to work in a flashy capital like New York or LA or any other. And he decided to move to Tucson to work with Concept Lighting. Sorry, I'm always wrong with the name of your firm. Can you please pronounce it?
CLL Concept Lighting Lab.
Exactly, Concept Lighting Lab, and that is in a small city in Arizona. But he's gonna tell us all about his great experience there, because he finished his program already half a year ago, right?
Last year it was by October last year.
Already? Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So how have you been all this time? Because part of your program was before COVID and the other part during COVID. So how was it?
Yeah, I would say it was about 9 months. Yeah, during COVID. My first program, the J1, it was 9 months under, with the COVID, with the pandemic. So it was a very interesting time, because we worked from home for a couple of months. Then we transitioned back to the office. And I mean, it's been fine, I guess. You know, we all decided to at some point to go back to the office, but you know, following all the protocols regarding COVID. So yeah,
I see. Well, today, guys, I mean, we can go over, you know, your experience during those two periods, but I want to focus attention on what we're going to be discussing. So, Sebastian has been always a passionate of sustainability, and I think it's a good topic to start with, along with, you know, what it entitles to transition from one role to another. How does you know, how that articulates into your career goals, if it's something that, you know, came along his way just luckily, or if it was something that he had a determination from the very beginning. So because as I was introducing Sebastian, he's an architect from Colombia. He got previous experience back there that you're gonna just tell us a little bit more about now, but he landed in a job that is specializing in lighting, and so he now holds an important position at the firm that he continued working beyond the J1. So I just, well, we all want to know a little bit more about your background and how you actually transition that passion into your current role.
Yeah, well, so basically, I mean, in general, my, you know, I'm from Colombia. I went to high school in Colombia. And then when I was 17, I moved to London. And this is where I started to get this connection with architecture. In London, I did this access course to arts and design, which is equivalent to high school.
It's the foundation course, right?
It's a foundation. Yeah, yeah. It's equivalent to a foundation.
Is it not that fantastic, the concept they have? I think that we should all do that in architecture. I mean, especially in our field. Like, not everyone knows that wants to be an architect, right? When you're in school, and having that connection, tell us about it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it was a great experience. I think it changed my life because it was basically they give you guidance on, you know, and, you know, help you to discover what your strengths are, you know, and what are your capabilities also. So in my case, I was lucky also in that course, I met one of my former teachers there, or professors. She's from Scotland. Her name is Pamela McMain, and she really encouraged me to go into architecture. And at that time, you know, I was so young, and I was kind of, you know, exploring. But you know, after so many years, I would say thanks to Pamela for doing this. But yeah, it was a great experience because they not only give you the basic knowledge about arts and design, but they also help you to build a portfolio, which it was really important at that time because I was applying to universities in the UK. And so yeah, it was great. I applied to.
It was a full year course, or it was a semester?
It's a 1 year course.
A 1 year, okay.
60 credit course, and I got 6 extra credits, which was a bit weird. This is nice, yeah.
That's great. So that was the first time you had like a connection, as you said, with architecture. Before, you had something else in mind. I always ask this question because it's super interesting to see, you know, different backgrounds and how we all at some point, you know, landed in architecture.
No, I was always interested in design, but you know, there is a lot of ways to go. And you know, thanks God, I found architecture. So, but yeah, I mean, design was always there in the map.
Okay, so you then started in what school?
Well, the thing is, it was 2008. is the economic crisis. So this is when I went back to Colombia. And in Colombia, yeah.
Sorry, no, I was going to say, sorry, I cut you off. That's funny because we might cross paths because I was working in London, 2007, 2008, and I moved back to Spain, you know, when the recession hit, and it was 2008, summer 2008, I believe. Yeah.
What were you doing in London? I can ask.
Of course, I was working as an architect for Sir Peter Cook.
Wow.
Yeah, I had the honor to work for him for almost 2 years. I was working, it was my first job in Spain for a construction professor that was really close to Peter, and at some point they decided to start this office, Crab with B. I always pronounce it wrong, and then it takes to troubles. I get in troubles. So Crab Studio was started, in 2007, and I was assigned to do the opening, to do the studio, to run the studio at the very beginning. So it was an amazing experience. I was very young, and yeah. So yeah, you were a student at that moment. You were starting your career. I was just starting my professional career. So.
Yeah. But that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, funny. So then you had to leave London. You moved back to Colombia. And then it's when you studied architecture.
Well, I didn't have to, but I thought it was the best option at that time because, I had offers from several schools in England, but the difference was that in Colombia, I would have better support, especially economical support, I would say, so I could be focused 100% on my career. So that was the decision. So. So I went back to Colombia. I did my 5-year Bachelor of Architecture degree there.
And then at what time or what moment did you decide that you wanted the sustainability kind of avenue, and it was important for you?
Well, through my career, I had a couple of this kind of teachers that really influenced me, and some of them were working with passive, sustainable strategies, which I think is great. I stick with that in my mind, and when I finished school, I worked for a big building company in Colombia. And I was trying to find, okay, what's my purpose?
Exactly. That's what I wanna get to, because it seems that your purpose kind of was you're driven to actually pursue a career opportunity in the US, right? Am I correct? If I remember correctly, when you reached out to us, that was one of your main purposes.
Yeah. So when I reached you out, I was in Barcelona. Finishing my master's degree in sustainability, but I had already taken the path of sustainability. So yeah, everything started basically after my bachelor degree back in Colombia. When I was thinking, okay, I love architecture, I like what I do, but now let's find a real purpose of this. And this is how I got involved into sustainability, because global warming is real, and this is how I can kind of collaborate from my side.
So I think that we all in the house share with you the feeling of trying to be impactful with architecture somehow, with our design, and I think that sustainability is definitely one way to help the climate change and make our buildings more efficient, and so you actually did the master's in sustainability, and right after is when you started. Why did you start looking at the US? Just because of there's a whole movement, as we know, all the LEED certifications and many other certificates around sustainability. That was one of the reasons why you decided to, choose the US as your next destination.
Well, I mean, I think I got attracted by the US because you find companies with a lot of background richness, so with people from different countries, and I think that's as I said, that's richness, and at what's happening now, that you meet people from a lot of countries, a lot of places all over the world, and they have different ideas, different ways of thinking, but this all valid. That was the one of the main reasons to choose the United States. The multicultural atmosphere of that opportunity. Because probably in Colombia I wouldn't find that a lot, and I'm not sure in Spain. I didn't have experience to work there, so I can tell. But here it's been.
Yeah, the cultural part is difficult to find. Well, London is actually a good, it can compare in some ways to what you can find in that regard, the multiculturality, that you can find in the industry is amazing. But how is that in a city like Tucson? I mean, tell us about your experience working for an American firm. It's a small boutique studio. I think that you guys should definitely check it out. Their design is pretty unique and fine. And we really want to understand what is your current role, because you kind of transition right from architectural designer into lighting designer. What are the main differences, and how do you recommend to actually exploring other roles before you decide, okay, this is what I want to do in architecture, if you have that determination already?
Well, first, I would say I'm in the path of the lighting design, but it's hard to say I'm a fully lighting designer, but I think I've learned a lot. And to me, that's been great because, first of all, they do great work with a lot of integrity, and also with this very, with this very talented and very professional people around.
Claudia, so amazing. I never worked with her, but Claudia is the principal of CLL, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, working with talented people, and it's been one of the most important things here at the office. Also talented, experienced, and professional, integral people.
And how would you compare, your experience in a small office in the US as opposed to the large structure that you work for in Colombia? I mean, was it difficult for you to do that transition? How do you experience that?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say it was difficult to do the transition. I would say it's just a different experience where right now in this small company, you feel more involved in different activities and different projects, which is very nice because I've had the chance to work from schematic design to construction documents. And
never got the opportunity before, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it hasn't been hard, honestly. It's just different.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that is something that we have already discussed with other participants before, like or community members, that sometimes we all have that dream of working for a star architect or like a big firm, and it's not always the best path, right? Because it really depends what are your long-term goals, that's for sure, and also at what stage you are in your career, because probably if you're studying, you want to have them as the biggest exposure as you can to different stages in a project, to work with different collaborators and different professionals in the field, that when you are working in a larger structure, sometimes you just focus on something and that's your task and call it out. But I assume that you were also exposed to deal with clients, putting together briefings. Tell us a little bit more about your daily basis. I mean, how was a day in the life of Sebastian? Sebastian, when you first started, as opposed to how it looks like right now after almost 2 years in terms of responsibilities and so on? We want to see the evolution.
No, well, I mean, they were pretty open, and I met clients after like 3 or 4 months of being there, so it was great. And then of course, you start doing you start collaborating your other coworkers with 3D modeling, with 2D drawings, and at some point I spent about it was maybe 2 months doing physical architectural models, which is great. It was wonderful because it took me back to school.
Yeah. That is very common. I mean, in the design process that American firms, follow in daily basis, the physical model making is totally included. And I think that's great, because it really allows you to explore and to let your creativity kind of flow and kind of suggest multiple options for just one problem, and so that's great that they gave you that opportunity, to explore other abilities that probably you had kind of forgotten since.
No, it was really nice. So yeah, then you start like producing the drawings, like the permitting drawings, and then you start also contacting providers and contractors, and you start establishing this connection, which has been slow, but it's been happening. And
but you have been promoted already, right? I mean, your title is different now. I mean, you started like just on a training program, and now you are lighting designer or architect designer?
No, I'm a project designer.
Project designer, sorry.
Yeah. And the great thing is that CLL has also given me the chance of getting involved with a little bit of managing too, and that's wonderful.
Yeah, no, but I mean, probably now you are just living your own story. You don't really see the evolution, but it's incredible. I mean, you just landed, with an opportunity that it was for a certain amount of time, but it's not only that you got exposure to all those different phases, but also, they gave you the opportunity to continue your time with CLL, because you have been recently sponsored by them, right? You got the H1B, I believe. Is that the one that you got?
That's correct. CLL is sponsoring my H1B visa.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, from a J1 training program that was meant to be only for a year and a half, now you have the opportunity to continue your professional career for at least 3 more years. So that's incredible. But I was going to say, because probably the people that are watching us are curious to know, how did you actually manage, that growth? Did you actually have to speak up and ask for that, or openly say, what path would you like to follow in the company, or those opportunities came your way because it's the way CLL operates?
I think they just came,
Really? Oh wow!
The needs of the projects, and of what's going on. So
I mean, even if they came, they were based 100% sure on your capabilities. I mean, and what the skills that you and your strengths. That is something to always keep in mind. And probably you're not gonna always have that great experience that opportunities just come your way. You always have to openly say, I'm really enjoying taking care of this, or I would like to explore this other part of the project or take on this type of responsibility. So that is always something that we strongly recommend to to do. And in terms of that also came your way, or you had to discuss this in detail with the principal?
No, there was we had a meeting, and Claudia made me an offer, and I was very excited, and I accepted.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Well, that's true. She's always provided like great feedback on your work, so that doesn't surprise me. But again, guys, this is not always the case. You really have to battle for it sometimes. Maybe when the companies, the teams are larger, you really have to, go for it. But probably you are already an integral member of CLL team. They really want to see you. Where you can go and all that you can contribute to the company. That's for sure. So how do you actually envision your near future? I mean, what are your goals in that regard?
Well, we are working on we're working on several projects, and the thing is, because of the pandemic, it's been a very weird process. But I mean, the goal is to finish the project, and to collaborate and work as much as you can.
Yeah, so you will reassess from there. But I mean, do you have a roadmap of your next 5 years? What would you like to do? Would you like to stay in the US, move back to Colombia at some point, open up your own studio with the network that you're building? I mean, what is your idea of that near future for you?
Both. That's a good question, actually. I've been really focused on my present that
you haven't got the time to
just don't really think. But what I really like from a future is to be really involved in the sustainability area. I mean, whatever, could be here in Colombia. I mean.
Okay, so are you preparing to get because we know that you recently got the LEED certificate, but are you planning to apply to prepare yourself for the what is it? You are now Green Associate, right? So
well, so the first thing you do is you do the LEED Green Associate.
Yeah.
So if you pass that test, which I did almost 2 years ago, you are entitled to take the LEED AP test and get the accreditation.
Accredited professional, right?
Yeah, so I got the accreditation last year for the LEED AP Interior Design and Construction.
Oh, and you got you passed the test.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah. Congratulations! I also did that years ago already before I left the US. But tell us a little bit about that. Was it a very difficult process for you to prepare the language, to get all the materials together, prepare for the exams? How was your experience?
Sorry, could you say again?
Yeah, sure. No. I was just saying that if going through the LEED exams was a very difficult process for you because of the language barrier, or just the preparation, so people understand how the process looks like.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it depends on, I think, on how much time you spend studying. In my case, I was doing mostly weekends, because I was busy Monday to Friday, so I was just studying on weekends. So it took me about 4 months to study.
Okay.
but you know, only weekends. And since I had this master's in sustainability, I mean, there's a lot
course.
you know, there was a lot of things connected. So I think it was, yeah.
And would you recommend doing or preparing for both at the same time? So you just do the GA, the Green Associate, and right after the accredited professional, or is it good to actually gain some experience if you get the chance to have exposure to a sustainable project in the firm you're working for?
Well, I would take them separately. I would do my recommendation is to do it first, the lead Green Associate, and then depends on your interest and depending on what your company is doing, you can take the next step and choose, because they have lead AP interior design, and they have lead AP building. Yeah, they have lead AP homes, they have lead AP neighbors, and it's like 5 choices. You have like 5 choices. So I guess would be better to wait and see what you need. In my case, since we're doing lighting, I've been doing lighting and interiors. So this is, you know, that helped me to make the decision to do the lead AP interior design.
In my case, I did them almost right away. I mean, one after the other, just because, you know, it was a lot of theory that you had to kind of study and prepare for. And so, yeah, I decided just to focus and do it in one go. But that is because I had, can you hear me properly?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It was just, yeah. So, yeah, in my case, it's because I had been working previously for a couple of sustainable projects within HOK. And so I had my idea completely clear that I wanted to follow the APB, I mean, building and design. I think it's the one that I did. But I mean, as you said, you probably should do some research or spend some time, you know, thinking about what type of certification you want to hold. But in terms of, you know, the results, has that impacted somehow in your you know, current position? I mean, because we receive many questions from our community members, like, do I get promoted right away if I get lead accredited, or does my title change? I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
No, not necessary. I mean, it's I mean, the thing is, depends on the case of every person. In my case was also for my personal growth and my personal, you know, professional knowledge. So I wasn't expecting to get promoted.
Which should always be the case, right? Doing this for your personal interest, even though sometimes, just so you know, guys, I don't know what was your case either, but normally in large firms, they cover the cost of the exams or the materials, and as not always you pass the exam the first time. In my case, at least in HOK, I know that, you know, corporate and middle-sized firms do the same. They cover at least 2 tests. So this is something that, you know, you want to make sure you find out from the very beginning when you join a team, because that is in my opinion, another way of getting benefits, right? Investing in your education and training is a very valuable benefit.
Yeah. Well, basically, in my case, actually, I started to prepare myself for the test before I got the job, before getting the job offer. So once I got the job offer from Claudia, you know, I told her, look, but I've been studying, and you know, she knew about this and she was okay. And then I did a test. I mean, that was how it happened, because it was, you know, it was my first year and a half here where I kind of didn't know what was going to happen after. So I was preparing myself.
Good.
It was previous to my H1B visa.
I see. And can you share with us what was your experience in terms of interviewing with U.S. firms, how we assist you with that process, and how did it work? So anyone here can relate to you here in the process or just thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, I remember the interview with CLL. I was back in Colombia. I was a bit nervous at that time because it was the first time I had an interview with an American company. But then the interview turned really good. At the time, my interviewers were Claudia and Trevor, who is not working here anymore. And, I feel comfortable. I felt good about it. And, that's been kind of experience I had with the CLL and the interview.
I mean, did you prepare in a different way as you prepare for other interviews in Colombia? Do you think that it was kind of the same kind of process, or will you make a specific recommendation for those who are, getting ready for making the move?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make a break here. So my computer is shut down, so I probably need to plug it to the.
Oh, okay, no worries. We wait for you here.
Okay.
No problem. This is a completely live, as you can see. So is there any other Colombian here in the house? Just tell us who are you, where are you connecting from? I'm just curious because we actually get a lot of Colombians. We have a bunch in New York right now finishing their programs, and a few have recently signed up. I don't know if is your crew, Sebastian, or somebody else, but it's interesting. I don't know if there are any Colombians here. No one is saying that. Sometimes we get a lot.
No, I'm not sure. No, I have a friend who I referenced a couple of months ago, and she's very interested on your J1.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I'm not sure. I've not followed up, and so I'm not sure.
No, of course. No, I was curious just to see if there were Colombians following us on Instagram. But as I was saying, is there any? We always ask if there is anything that you would have liked to know before, moving to the US, that you can share with people as a recommendation. Is there anything that you would have liked to know before?
I mean, probably. Maybe it would be nice to have maybe more clarity on the insurance we get. We get this 18-month insurance too that we pay in advance, and we get a lot of these papers and all these things. So probably it would be helpful to make up, to make a video explaining how it works, what are the rights.
So you're talking about the actual documentation.
Because insurance here in the United States, the insurance is a very important thing. If something happens to you, it's very expensive. So.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of the actual practice, of architecture, or even your living, is there anything that you would have liked to know before, or that you would have need help with at the beginning? I don't know how was it shocking to you to start working in a small city? I don't know. We would like to know a little bit more in depth of your experience, if there's anything that you can share with us.
Of course. I mean, it was a big change. I currently live in Tucson, Arizona. It's a small city, and well, I thought it was smaller when you come here, it's not that small. So
It's not that small.
Yeah, it was a bit different. I would say, it's hard to say recommendation because it depends on the city you go. The experience here is different than in New York or maybe in LA. So,
But imagine to a friend of yours. I mean, I cannot believe that for you, landing in the US has been just like, hey, I'm here. I just start my life here. I mean, I'm sure that you struggled with something, or that, you know, you didn't know about something, or that you actually got surprised, you know, I'm actually ready for this because of my, I don't know, my skills or my personal features. Is there anything that you would like to highlight from those first days in Arizona?
Well, I mean,
Not really.
not really. I mean, I've been really lucky, honestly, and I haven't had this kind of big issues.
That's awesome.
The only thing is that here in Arizona, summers are really tough. So first, you know, my idea was, you know, to be green, so I was biking everywhere. So for the fall and the winter, it's beautiful. It's very nice biking, but for the summer, it gets tough. So, for instance, 2 weeks ago, we had 110, 120 degrees.
Wow.
So it gets really tough for biking sometimes during the day. But, you know, it also depends on, you know, how much can you resist. I think that will be one of the things that I was kind of not really prepared of. That, you know, you can research on the internet and you say, okay, I'll see, but being here is different. So, yeah.
That will be the biggest challenge for you during your time in the US, like cope with the weather or the type of climate.
Sorry, say again. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I was asking for the biggest challenge that you have faced during your time in the US. It can be, it doesn't have to be related to, you know, the practice of architecture, but so definitely coping with the climate during summer is one of those, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, I'm telling you honestly, I think I've been pretty lucky. I've met really wonderful people here, so who's been kind of helping me in many ways. And I don't know.
So if you would have to recommend the experience to someone, what are the main reasons for you to do so, to recommend them doing it? For those that are like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm sure, you know, for sure it's going to be very difficult because of the different culture, the language, I don't know, all those concerns and fears that we have at some point. Why would you recommend to actually make the move and follow the dreams, the American dreams?
Yeah, I think it's the well, as I told you in the beginning, probably the cultural richness that you find here, variety, multiculturality,
that exposure,
these kind of environments are really rich, and I guess in the United States you have the chance because, as we probably know, this is a country where people from a lot of countries come, and people, you know, to do different kind of jobs, but also to do our job, architecture. So it's really nice to talk to people from Spain or from, you know, from Asia, that, you know, share experiences.
How many people of you are in the office right now, and how many are from different countries?
Well, so right now we have people our principal is from Europe, Claudia, and then we have people from Mexico. We have people from Iran, and yeah, and also locals.
Of course.
I don't want to forget about anybody.
No worries.
But yeah, yeah, local people.
I'm sure that having a principal from overseas.
4 or 5 countries.
I see. And I was gonna say that I'm sure that, you know, having your boss or the principal being from overseas also help, because probably, I didn't know that Claudia was from Europe, but probably she also, you know, went through the same steps that at some point you follow, and that you have to, you know, kind of face, and that might also help to understand, you know, your position at the very beginning. But just to wrap up, tell us what has it meant for you to actually participate in the Architect-US program? What do you think you were in the after? What has it meant for you?
Oh, it was a big help. You know, it was the connection. It was the connection. I mean, because sometimes you have your dreams, but you need to find out how to do it. You know.
Yeah.
And when I found out about you and that you do this connection between us and the American companies, I thought it was it was what I needed at that time. So it was perfect.
Great. Lovely to hear that. Yeah, because just so you know, guys, some of you already are familiar with our programs, that Sebastian was part of our Job+J1 Visa Program. So we not only sponsor his visa, but we first help him with, you know, arranging interviews and to being included in different selection processes until he got the offer from Claudia. That actually was your first interview. I completely forgot about that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was my first interview.
And you got the offer. Wow. That is not on us. That is totally on Sebastian. Great portfolio you to be at the time. So super happy to have got you here today, Sebastian. It's been lovely to finally put a face, to exchange some, you know, experiences. It's funny that at some point we were living in the same city. You were studying architecture and myself practicing architecture. Probably we met at some lecture at the Bartlett or the AA, I don't know.
Probably.
Probably, right?
Maybe. Modern, maybe.
So thank you so much for, you know, finding the time. What time is in Arizona right now?
It's 10 to 8.
Oh, wow.
7.
That was early. So probably you had to find the time before going to work. So thank you so much for doing that. And I always say the same, but after, you know, seeing your evolution, I'm sure that, you know, great things for you about to come, and we would love to be in touch with you and see where you go next in your career.
Yeah, I mean, this is very interesting, and you know, many things have happened, but I'm really grateful with you guys, and you know, I don't regret this experience at all. I mean, you always learn from the good and the bad things, so that's part of the experience.
That's part of the deal. But so happy to see that, you know, you got an amazing experience, that you are super fulfilled, that you didn't want to pack your bags and just leave, but actually keep, you know, self-educating yourself and pushing yourself and your limits to, you know, to pursue your main goal, which is become a sustainable leader, I guess, at some point within an organization, yours or somebody else's. So thank you so much. Oh, Moises is another participant of us. Hello, Moises. I'm not sure if he's from Colombia. No, I think he's from Panama. He will be studying his Job+J1 Visa Program as well very soon, I believe in New York. So you might be not the next one, but yeah, soon the next one
Nice.
joining us. So Sebastian, once again, thank you so much for your time. Please stay in touch. And guys, if you got any questions for him, please feel free to email them to us. We will always get back to you through Instagram. And yeah, thank you, and see you very soon. Yeah, Panama. Thank you, Sebastian.
All right.
Have a wonderful time.
For all the people who sign up, and just go for it. Keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming. Dream big. That's always
the best thing for you to do.
So thank you. See you soon. I just continue with you, Sebastian, for a little more time on Zoom, so I can thank you in Spanish, and we have like a short chat if you want.
Right.
Okay, thank you guys. See you soon. Have a wonderful one. Bye bye. Bye. Sebastián, muchas gracias. No sé si me oyes por Zoom.
Hola, espera.
Ah, que estás en silencio, claro.
Hola.
Hola.
Espera que...
¿Me oyes?
Espera, Patricia, que cuando quitaste el Instagram se quitó el altavoz. Ahora, ¿me escuchas?
Ya. No, si solamente era para darte las gracias una vez más por tu tiempo, por compartir, bueno, pues un poco tu experiencia, tu recorrido y bueno, pues que estoy súper feliz de ver que has tenido tan buenísima experiencia. O sea, es una pasada que las oportunidades te hayan llegado de forma tan natural y que tú las hayas aprovechado, sin lugar a dudas. O sea, que te auguro grandes éxitos.
Muchas gracias. Sí, la verdad que no me puedo quejar. Me ha ido muy bien. Como te digo, han sido momentos difíciles por el COVID, estar lejos de la casa, ¿no? Por la familia y todo, pues estar acá, y a veces es, pues, tener ese nivel profesional y personal no es fácil, ¿no? Especialmente en COVID times.
Sí.
Pero ahí vamos luchando.
Qué bueno. Pues por favor, mantén el contacto con nosotros si necesitas cualquier cosa. Aquí estamos. Me encantaría poder visitaros. La verdad que soy una fanática de esa zona de Arizona, de todos los parques. Me imagino que ya habrás visitado un montón de ellos.
Sí.
Una zona
Arizona tiene bueno, no sé si me hiciste esa pregunta, pero Arizona tiene unos paisajes preciosos.
Te la tenía que haber hecho porque sí, Estados Unidos se conoce principalmente por sus ciudades y por, bueno, algunas playas y demás, pero principalmente por la parte urbana, y los parques naturales son una pasada. O sea, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, bueno, California, es que toda esa zona tiene Oregón, un montón de, bueno, esa zona, acabo de nombrar medio país, pero me refiero que los parques son increíbles, así que, bueno, pues si alguna vez quieres compartir alguna de tus fotos y experiencias por ahí, estaremos encantados de seguirte.
Sí, no, para nada, y cuando quieran venirse para acá, pues ya saben.
Sí, fenomenal, para conocer
Lo que
también
necesiten. Sí.
Pues Sebastián, te voy a dejar para que te organices para ir a trabajar. Me imagino que entrarás en breve a las 8:30, 9, ¿no? Supongo.
Ya, sí. Termino esta llamada y tengo que salir.
Muy bien, pues
Así es.
muchas gracias y estamos en contacto.
Vale.
Un abrazo.
Un abrazo, gracias.
Chao.